goblins and goblinettes, Destined Goblin here, and you are back in my kitchen. And once again, we are going to be making a recipe from Blue Apron. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Blue Apron, this is a meal delivery service that you can subscribe to. You get to pick out the recipes that you want delivered for that week. You get to choose how many recipes you would like to make that week, and they will ship you all of the ingredients that you need to complete that recipe. They will send it to you in a big sturdy cardboard box. They'll put your frozen items on the bottom with some freezer packs, and they'll put your produce and everything else that you need on the top. You'll get everything that you need to complete a recipe, with the exception of some kitchen staples, things like olive oil, salt and pepper, butter, that kind of thing. But everything else will be provided to you. So if you are interested in using a meal subscription service, especially Blue Apron, Blue Apron's a really good one. You can go to their website to get more information about that. Today we have Indian style butter shrimp. You're also going to get one of these nice recipe cards like you see right here. It's going to show you all of your ingredients on the front. It's going to break everything down on the back and tell you step by step how to prepare that particular recipe. I enjoy Indian food, especially butter chicken. That is the thing that you'll see very often as far as Indian food is. It's one of the more popular Indian food dishes that you'll find in Indian restaurants and on the menus, things like that. But this is a take on that. This is Indian style butter shrimp. It's also served out. You may know that a lot of times you will see butter chicken served with rice, served on top of rice or with rice alongside of it. This is actually using spaghetti squash instead of the rice. So it's a little bit healthier. This will give you about 490 calories for one serving, and this is a two-person serving that we will be preparing. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of my ingredients, cross-check them here with my recipe card, and then we'll go ahead and get started cooking. All right, so I've pulled all of my ingredients, cross-checked everything with my recipe. Everything is there and accounted for, and we'll go ahead and just mention everything. So in case you are interested in trying this recipe for yourself, you can get all of these ingredients. Today we have 10 ounces of tail-on shrimp. However, we will be removing the tails, so if you are able to get shrimp without the tails, that is fine as well. We have 2 scallions. We have 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 spaghetti squash. That's a good sized spaghetti squash we have there. 2 tablespoons of butter. So butter is actually provided in this recipe. A 1/4 cup of a cilantro sauce, 1 poblano pepper, and then we have 2 tablespoons of a savory tomato chutney. So I will go ahead and wash our fresh produce, and then we'll get ready to start preparing some of these ingredients. Okay, we are going to start out by carefully cutting the squash in half lengthwise. Now you're going to want a good, sturdy, sharp knife for this. If you've never cut through one of these, it can be quite a challenge. So keep that in mind. Get a good blade. You might even want something with a serration on it. Might make it a little bit easier to get through this. Well, through the magic of editing, I was able to get that open pretty easily. I did use a serrated knife. There were some choice words that were being directed at this particular squash, so I made sure to just edit those out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove the seeds and the pulp and clean out this whole area inside. All right, now I have 2 nice clean halves of my spaghetti squash. I've also preheated my oven to 450 degrees, and I've lined a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. Now I'm going to take those 2 halves of the spaghetti squash, and I'm going to drizzle them with some olive oil on the cut sides, and then I'm going to season with some salt and pepper. Season it generously. I love pepper. I love fresh ground pepper. And then we're going to flip these over so that they are cut side down. We're going to pop those in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes until the flesh is kind of pulling away from the sides. and then we'll go on to the next step with those. Now we're going to trim our scallions and then thinly slice them, and we will separate the whites from the hollow green tops. Okay, so the scallions are all cut, and I have them separated out, the whites in one bowl, and then the green tops in another bowl. We'll set those aside for right now. Now we're going to take our poblano pepper, and we're going to cut off the stem. Then we're going to halve it lengthwise. And then we're going to take out the ribs and the seeds. Now we're going to thinly slice that pepper crosswise. After you get that pepper sliced crosswise, make sure you thoroughly wash your hands, get any of that pepper juice off. Next, we will pat the shrimp dry with paper towels and remove the tails. And there's my cleaned shrimp. When your squash is ready, take it out of the oven, transfer it to a bowl, and let it cool slightly. While your squash is cooling, in a medium pan, heat a drizzle of olive oil over medium-high until hot. Add the shrimp. The white bottoms of the scallions. And the sliced pepper. Spread that out in an even layer. Season with salt and pepper. And we'll let that cook without stirring for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's lightly browned. Add the tomato paste. Add the tomato chutney. And again, season with salt and pepper. Cook, stirring constantly for about 2 minutes until everything is thoroughly combined. Add a half cup of water. And again, re-season with salt and pepper. And we will cook that for about 2 minutes until the shrimp are completely cooked through and the sauce will thicken a little. Turn off the heat, stir in the butter until it's melted and combined. Now take those squash and scoop all of the flesh out into the bowl. And then you can discard those skins that are left over. Now take that cilantro sauce and add that to the squash. Cilantro is one of those things, you either love it or you hate it. I absolutely love cilantro. Some people find the flavor to be very negative, kind of soapy. Believe it or not, that is actually genetic. So you either have the gene that allows you to enjoy cilantro or you do not. And that will determine whether or not you like cilantro. And then stir all of that cilantro into the squash. Make sure that you get any big clumps kind of separated out until everything's all combined. And now we're ready to plate. We'll put our squash down first, then we'll put our shrimp on top, and then we'll put those green tops of the scallions over everything. And there we go. Indian style butter shrimp using spaghetti squash instead of rice. As you can see, it's very juicy, very saucy. What would be really good would be to add some naan bread along with that and just kind of sop up all of those juices that get left behind. Let's give this a taste and see. Looks really good. Let's see what we get. That is fantastic. The flavor of the cilantro and the real authentic Indian flavor of like a butter chicken type of sauce, only using shrimp instead. The poblano pepper with that nice punch in there, perfect. Again, this is Destined Goblin in the kitchen. If you would be so kind as to like this video, share this video, comment on this video, and then if you have not yet done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can accomplish all of those things by pressing those buttons that you will see on the bar right below this video that you are watching. I would appreciate that. And if you have any suggestions for anything that you would like to see me try, something you'd like to see me do, someplace you'd like to see me go, you can reach me at my email. That is destinedgoblin@yahoo.com. I will do my very best to get back to each and every one of you for those emails, and I will take every suggestion that you make to heart. So until next time, come back to me in the kitchen and we'll make something else.